Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Sebastian Cintron here in Hollywood at the Chinese Theater for the premiere of The Kitchen, starring Melissa McCarthy, Tiffany Haddish, and Elizabeth Moss. I'm so excited to see the movie, but you gotta stay tuned for all of the interviews right here on The Nocturnal. So this is a big carpet tonight. We just shut down Hollywood Boulevard. How does it feel to be here tonight for a movie
It's really exciting. It's great fun. It's terrific.
And tell me a little bit about your character, because I know you play Melissa McCarthy's mother in the film. How was it like working with her?
Lovely. Just lovely. She's adorable. She's sweet. She's a wonderful actress. It was wonderful working beside her, working on the scene. And it was great. I have nothing.
And tell me a little bit more about your character.
I play her mother. I'm a mother from the 70s, living in Hell's Kitchen. I'm very germane to that period and to that location. That's all you need to know.
And going back to that period of time, like, how was that like? The fashion, New York City, the mob, all the...
The only thing that was bad about that was that I had to wear a girdle and I had to wear a dress made out of, what's that awful stuff called? That plastic, synthetics, what that stuff? That was horrifying. But it's really fun to see it, to see all of those, what were they, those golds, all those golds and ambers that were so popular back then.
And New York during that time.
I think the ladies look fabulous, by the way.
Yes.
I think they just look fabulous.
Yes. I'm
very, very appropriate, absolutely spot on for the period, but they look fabulous.
So they executed it well, the whole 70s.
Yes, well, the designers, beautiful job.
And now the trio, all three of them individually are incredible women. How do you think the combination of them three, what makes them so powerful?
The synergy between them and the fact that they're very different. All three of them are quite different. So they bring different things to the table, but it's a bang, you know? It explodes when the three of them get together.
And last but not least, I feel like them three together, them being powerful women, is there a woman in your life who you think has a positive influence or has a powerful, or maybe you're that to other people?
Well, I hope so. I certainly hope that I'm that to other people. You know, I had a wonderful 8th grade teacher who was a positive influence in my life. It was a difficult time, but she was very helpful. Yes, I had wonderful actresses in New York when I was coming up in the business. I had some wonderful actresses who treated me very well, were very kind to me, and took really good care of me.
So were you in New York during that time period, the 70s? How was that like?
It was. I was both in New York and Los Angeles during that time.
So it was. Do you think it was like the film does a good job at portraying the 70s, yes. How it was?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. They totally got it. They absolutely got it. I had to take another swig.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. It was nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too. Bye-bye.
This movie takes place in New York City during the 70s. A tough time, most would say. What can you tell me about filming that to try to bring that vibe of the 70s?
Well, if you're going to pull something like that off, visually, you've got to have an incredible artistic team around you. You've got to have amazing costumes. You've got to have an amazing set. You've got to have incredible cinematography and an eye for the detail of it. And if you don't do it just right, it can be a little bit over the top. And I don't think that anyone's going to think that about this movie. I think the look of it is incredible. New York City is a character. New York City 1978 is a character in this movie, and that's there's no better character than that.
Well, talking about characters now, I completely agree with what you just said. I wasn't even born in that time, but the things I've heard about New York, Times Square in the 70s,
I wasn't either.
Is beyond. But okay, now tell me a character. Tell me a little bit more about your character.
I play Little Jackie. Little Jackie is the guy who the business falls to when the three main bosses get thrown in prison. And Little Jackie is a guy who's always struggled to get respect. He's always struggled to have power. He always wanted power. And he didn't really get enough power. He didn't really get enough respect his whole life. And he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder about that. He feels that he should have had it. And finally, he gets a chance to have that, and he's not going to let go of it. He becomes sort of a shark who smells blood in the water, and he's willing to do anything to maintain his status. And obviously, that's going to put him at odds with the women in the movie, and a lot of drama ensues because of that.
And the women in the movie, 3 incredible women, all individually so amazing, but together, how was it like working with all of them?
Well, you said it. Individually amazing, but together they were unstoppable. All 3 of them brought something to the table that was unique and different. And their strengths really filled each other out. I watched them learn from each other. I watched them pick up one of their strengths from each other, and they created something that was really seamless and wonderful. You wouldn't think of these 3 women working together in a movie when you're just trying to cast 3 women in a movie, and yet it works incredibly well. And you don't think of Tiffany as a dramatic actress until you see this movie. And when you see this movie, you'll think of her as a dramatic actress from this day forward, because she's absolutely fantastic in it.
Well, we're excited to see it. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you. It's so funny to me because I was working on something regarding Glow the other day, and I had to pull up like episodes from the pilot and stuff. So I saw you walking down the carpet, and I was like, wait, like
she has real clothes on. What?
How does it feel to be here tonight, shutting down Hollywood Boulevard? Like, we're at the Chinese Theater for this incredible movie with 3 incredible actresses. Like, what?
It's amazing. I definitely wanted to be here. Melissa McCarthy is like my icon, my mecca. I wanted to be here to support her, and Tiffany, Elizabeth, they're just so amazing. And the story, like, come on, 3 women taking over the Irish mob. Are you kidding? I have to see that movie.
I feel like they're all so incredible individually that I'm not even ready to see what type of ish they get down in New York City in the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine it's going to be a lot of hijinks and serious drama.
If you were a mob, if you're part of the mob, like, what would your mob name be? If you were a boss ass B type of thing.
I bet you they'd probably call me like Brittany the Sweetheart, because I'd be like the one that's like, no, I'm not gonna pistol whip you today. Like, you can leave. Like, I'd be the nice person.
Would you really?
Yeah.
But then we gotta talk about Glow though, because in Glow, you're a little,
I'm still the sweetheart on Glow. I mean, I might like give you a suplex, but I feel like even there, I'm like, all right, thanks for coming, you can leave.
Okay, now season 3, I know it's coming up. What can you tell me about it?
Season 3 is definitely different than any season we have done. It's darker, it's funny, it's an emotional roller coaster. I hope fans enjoy it. We are definitely growing on the show in so many ways. I'm so excited for them to see kind of, maybe not so the glamorous side of Vegas, maybe the more shady, skeezy side of Vegas.
Fun fact, I used to live in Vegas.
Oh.
Yeah, so I know what that can be like.
I've been to Vegas 3 times and have never done it the right way. Like, I've gone to, like, the pool, then took a nap, then, like, went to Madame Tussauds. Like, literally.
Go, you need to go clubbing.
I've gone to the piano bars in Paris. It's a great time.
You need to go out. You need to have yourself a time.
It's fine. I'm 57. It's cool.
It's all good. But now tell me a little bit about your character. What can we expect from your character this new season?
Carmen really is a part of that emotional roller coaster. She starts out Vegas really depressed and upset that she's lost her best friend and her roommate, and she tries to fill that void with partying and staying out late, and she slowly starts to realize, like, this is not what I want to do with my life. I want to be a wrestler. Maybe Glow isn't giving me everything I need. So she really grapples a lot with what is her place in this show.
Sounds amazing. Well, we can't wait to watch it. When does it premiere?
Premieres this Friday, August 9th. All episodes on Netflix. Binge seasons 1 and 2 right now.
You heard it here first. Binge it. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All right, man. We're here in LA, Hollywood Boulevard. This is so crazy, this movie. What brings you out here tonight?
What brings me out here is just the movie, bro. The beautiful people. I got invited, so I could not miss this. I feel like I support things that I feel like are going to be good. And so it's just beautiful people, beautiful vibes, and I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so Tiffany Haddish, she's amazing. I'm sure you can agree. Melissa McCarthy, super funny as well. What are you expecting when you have them 2 plus Elizabeth Moss from Handmaid's Tale, the 3 of them all together?
Yeah. I don't even have any expectations. I think that's the way to go. Because if I expect something, I'm like, side, they're gonna exceed my expectations. So I just know to go in and be prepared.
And also, I'm kind of excited to see Tiffany Haddish in this like kind of more serious role.
Facts, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it should be interesting.
Like a lot of people are, because you know what I'm saying? We've seen her in some serious roles before, but this is, like you said, a more serious one. So I think a lot of people are excited to see her kill it.
Okay, now let's talk Euphoria. A lot went down.
Yeah.
A lot went down, and I honestly wasn't expecting it to be the finale. We thought there was going to be more episodes.
Yeah.
Are you cool with the way things went down? Are you, because everybody, I feel like we were kind of left wanting a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's what we have to do. We have to leave the audience wanting more. So I'm completely fine with the way, because I trust our writers. I trust Sam and the directors. They're going to come back with something crazy season 2, so I'm completely fine with the way we look.
And now Rue and her relapse and all that just left my heart. It's like ripped my heart out of my chest.
Yeah, man. That's, you know, it's something that's reality. That's something that really happens to people. You know, people aren't perfect, and so that's what our show shows. You know, we root for Rue, but she isn't perfect, and we try to, and we see her through that. So
one question for Australia.
And I think that's what's so cool too, because as humans, nobody's perfect. We make mistakes, and sometimes we try to come back from those mistakes and we make them again, and it shows a vulnerability, and
we all need help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And last question, I know it's probably too early to talk about, but what's something what can we see, or what can we expect in season 2 between you and Cassie's relationship?
Man, this is a really good question, because I don't even know myself. So I'm ready to sit down with our writer Sam and figure it out, because I don't even know. I'm on the edge.
Is there something that you kind of like would like to see your characters develop more, or
for me personally? Yeah, but I won't tell you, because then you'll be expecting it. So for me, yeah, and I'll tell our people that. Yeah.
All right, man. Well,
sure.
Congratulations.
Good to talk to you, bro.
I feel like this is a movie about strong women coming together.
Yes.
Who is a woman that inspires you? Who is a strong woman in your life?
The strongest woman I know in my life would have been my mother, who's no longer with us. But, you know, a woman who worked 3 jobs, who tried to make sure that I had the best of everything growing up. And so that was my role model, the imagery that I saw. People that I looked to outside of my family, of course, Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Angela Bassett, you know, like names, Halle Berry, Octavia Spencer, you know, some really powerful African-American women are the women that I have chosen, because that is a blessing when people look up to you and say, you inspire me, you encourage me. Those are the people that I've chosen to put my energy towards.
Those are all fantastic women you listed there, and I feel like Tiffany Haddish, Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
What do you think about that duo? They're both funny individually, but together?
Listen, that's the whole reason I'm here. Is, you know, you take, and Elizabeth Moss, let's not forget about her. You put those 3 together, this is bound to be a hit. You're talking about the 70s, you're talking about the mob.
New York City, too?
Listen, New York, where I'm from, and it's written by Andrea Burloff, World Trade Center, straight out of Compton. I mean, like, this is a win. This is a win. I wish I could have played like the lady in the Starbucks. You know, like the little barista when
Just
they walk.
anything just to be in the movie.
70s, I don't know. But somewhere in Hell's Kitchen, I feel like I could have been there, and they could have walked by and said a little something. You know, like
Literally,
a little under five.
didn't they
A
write
little
that?
under 5. A little under 5.
Now, tell me, what are you working on? I know I overheard you next door. You have some exciting stuff going on. Tell me about that.
I'm excited. Well, I'm on Saints and Sinners right now, which is on Bounce TV on Sundays at 9. But next up, I get to work opposite Octavia Spencer and Michael Beach and Mekhi Phifer, and it's called Are You Sleeping for Apple, and it's executive produced by Reese Witherspoon.
Wait. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. For Apple?
Yes.
For Apple, that is
Yes.
that is huge. That is huge. I know Oprah is having some stuff going down with Apple,
Yes.
Reese Witherspoon as well.
Yes.
That's exciting. How do you feel to be a part? Because we got Netflix, we got Hulu, we got Amazon, but then now we got Apple. I feel like that's gonna change the game.
I think it is, because we all have iPhones and we all have Apple Music and iTunes, and so I think it's just going to be natural transition that they would enter into the streaming space, and because we all have access to it, I think
Right.
they're going to change. They're really going to change the game in a positive way.
Apple is powerful.
Yeah,
You're gonna change the game too, being a part.
I hope so.
Well, we're excited to see that.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
It was
much.
very
It
nice
was
to
a
meet
pleasure.
you.
Same
Enjoy
here.
the movie.
Thank you.